What's up, traders, and welcome to your StockX post-market recap. Today was FOMC, and a lot of things happened in today's market, and we'll go into great detail as we move forward. So first thing first, let's go over the trades and analysis that was taken in the room. So multiple different trades and so forth, but the key thing I really want to go over is the first trade that we pretty much decided to take here, right? So we called out many different stuff going into this week here. As we go down here, we started off the day by pretty much buying these 68.40 puts. It hit 50% multiple times, but the real move happened once we noticed the sell-off that happens, right? So I did end up selling my Meta calls, which we made 30% on. I jumped in back again later. Should be a L on that based on today's results. But either way, we took multiple different trades. We called that ORCL puts, which was a nice 30% banger as well. And we called it these SPX puts, which also ran. These 6,800 puts also hit 50%, but we ended up letting that go to zero. So this month has absolutely been insane, right? So far we're up at 30K here, and we're holding multiple positions on many different swings here, right? But the key thing I really want to talk about is that if you guys been paying attention to the model here, particularly at this point here, which we had stated in our SPX analysis, if you guys paid attention to this, we gave this information on Sunday, which was October the 26th, timestamped right there, right? So we told you guys where the estimated top was at 69.21. These are our weekly levels, meaning that you understand where basically the weekly range is. At first, SPX had hit our estimated weekly high, which is a gamma zone. That caused the market to dump here, which would have been an awesome shorting opportunity. As it ripped all the way up here and gone to this level 3, pretty much that's where the next shorting opportunity was, right? So I managed to make well over 100% on that trade. It would have been 200, but I just got a bad fill, okay? So in my channel, on top of that, we also give daily levels, right? Which represents levels outside these ranges, right? Because when you look at this range over here, it gives you multiple levels, but it doesn't really tell you exactly where other is. So you do see a gatekeeper 68.48 right there, but here we mentioned 68.52. Now going back to our daily chart over here, this is exactly where SPX bounced off, right? So I was actually looking and getting at calls at this point, but it went well beyond that, right? So the information is absolutely solid. Nvidia went absolutely nuts this month here because of news, their guidance on their Blackwell chips. At first this is where it stopped, and then it ripped pre-market higher. So it actually stops right exactly there, and then it managed to go above. Sometimes that does happen, especially when you get news that the market does not expect. Broadcom had an absolute ripper day as well too. You see where it bounced, and you see where she's going right now as well, right? So this thing looks like it's set up for 394 this week. We'll keep an eye on this. The reason why we're bearish on Oracle, like the news is not really that relevant, but it's in our bearish breakdown zone, and it may hit 265 here because there's weakness in that particular area here. So be careful of the cloud space. CoreWeave, on the other hand, is very strong in our opinion, right? So it's still stuck in our chop zone, but once it gets to 146, that's when it could really start to go. We are bearish on Bitcoin right now because it did hit our level 1 bullish here and on Monday, and it started to really tank here. It looks like this BitX is probably going to go to 45, which would mean that you will see Bitcoin go lower. We've seen PLTR really make a strong move today, right? So it really started to break out in this bullish breakout zone right over here, and now it's at our top zone here, right? So we want to see if it can remain above 198. If it doesn't, it may go back to 192 here. Stuff with the overall AI space moving as it is. ARM, on the other hand, also start to really drop here at 182 here. So we're looking at that as well. So going into the premium side of things here. So I use premiums as a way to figure out where the best entry points are going to be. So Microsoft is weak on earnings. Google managed to really rip here. But one thing that I'm really intrigued by is that I want to try to look at NVIDIA calls for next week. Okay. So particularly the 205s and the 210s. For this week, if you guys do go into Lotto Friday here, you want to try to consider getting the 210 NVIDIA calls. We like them at around 1.5, so we'll see how that works as well. And let's see if it gets to that price. That's a good demand zone. Tesla is a void for now, but it's an interesting setup for next week. If you can get the 500 calls at a very cheap price, we're considering that under 2.5. You know, next week is Elon pay package news, and that's going to be very important moving forward. Oracle, we're in the 265 puts for now, and that looks very set up here as well. So we're going to see if that can give us at least $5, and we're watching that very closely moving forward here. Broadcom, we're very bullish on as well. But the premiums, if you look at the pricing, was absolutely nuts. 430s were almost $2. The 400s were $7 as well. So that was way out of the money here, and they're charging absolutely crazy amounts for that as well. The CapEx has gone up for Meta and all that, but so far the earnings reactions looks pretty weak here. We do have Amazon and Apple earnings that are happening tomorrow after close, so that's going to be the major catalyst moving forward. So hope you guys enjoyed this post-market update. We'll see you guys in the next one, and like always, let's get that money.